Welcome to the lecture series on economics of capital market. Today we are going to discuss about the participants in primary market. In this session, I will discuss the functions of the important participants, namely the banker to an issue and broker to an issue. These are the two important other participants of the primary market. First, we will see the functions of banker to an issue. Banker to an issue is any banker who are engaged in the function of acceptance of application for shares and debentures along with application money from investors in respect of the issue of securities and also refund application money to the applicant to whom securities could not be allotted are called bankers to an issue. That is, here the duty of a banker to an issue is any banker who engaged in the function of acceptance of applications for shares and debentures along with application money. That they accept the applications for shares and debentures along with application money from the investors, and they also do another duty. They refund the application money if securities are not allotted to the investors. The participants who do these types of activities are known as banker to an issue, and they play an important role in the working of primary market. The scheduled bank acting as banker to an issue are required to be registered with the SEBI in terms of the SEBI banker to the issue rules and regulation act of 1994. The registered bank or scheduled bank acting as a banker need to register with the SEBI under this provision, and this provision or the SEBI banker to the issue rules and regulation provides the guidelines as well as the eligibility criteria for banker to an issue and the requirement for the registrations. The bankers have the responsibility of collecting the application money along with application form. Depending upon the size of the public issue, there will be more than one banker to the issue. When the size is large, 3 to 4 banks are appointed as banker to the issue. And the banker to the issue should have branches in the specified collection centers. This is another criteria, that the banker to the issue should have branches in the specified collection centers. In big or metropolitan cities, more than one branches of various banker to the issue are designated as collecting branches, and they are appointed in accordance with the size of the public issue. These are the features of banker to an issue. That is, the major function of the banker to the issue is the acceptance of application for shares and debentures along with application money. If securities are not allotted, they need to refund the application money. Any banker or scheduled bank acting as a banker to an issue must register with the SEBI under this provision, and banker to the issue are appointed in accordance with the size of the public issue. If the size is very large, 3 to 4 banker to the public issue can be appointed by the company. And another important condition is that the banker to issue should have branches in the specified collection centers. Now, the responsibilities of banker to the issue are registration with SEBI. That is, Bankers who are willing to act as bankers to an issue are required to obtain necessary certificates of registration from the SEBI under the SEBI Banker to the Issue Rules and Regulation Act 1994. Second one, payment of fees. Annual registration fee of rupees 2.5 lakhs for the first 2 years is payable to the SEBI by the intending banker, and rupees 1 lakh is to be paid for the third year. These are the banker needs to pay fee to the SEBI. Third one is enter into contract with the company. The issuer company has to enter into contract with the banker to an issue. The contract shall include detailed information about the number and address of collection centers at which application and application money are to be received, the fee for the services and other terms and conditions of the appointment. That is, the company needs to enter into contract with the banker who are willing to act as banker to the issue. Then the fourth one is daily statement. This the banker needs to give a daily statement giving the details regarding the number of application and the amount of money received from the investors, and it shall be submitted by the banker to the issuing company. That is fourth state of responsibility is that the banker who are acting as banker to an issue need to provide a daily statement of how many applications they have received and how much of money they got from the got as application fee. Then fifth one is information to SEBI. That is provision of information to the SEBI. The informations relating to profile of the issue, number of applications, details of application money received, the date-wise details of application money collected and refunds, etc. must be given to the SEBI. The information about any disciplinary action initiated by the RBI entailing the suspension or cancellation of the banker is also to be sent to the SEBI. That is, the banker to an issue need to send reports regarding their daily functioning as well as the information about the disciplinary action from, if any, from the RBI. Then another responsibility is they need to keep the books and records. That is, book of accounts, records and documents pertaining to all matters regarding which the banker may be required to submit details to be SEBI shall be maintained by the banker. That is, banker need to keep the documents, books and records regarding the functioning of or informations of the issue of shares and debentures. Then code of conduct. They must follow a fair and transparent code of conduct as given by the SEBI. Then they needs to follow the RBI's rule. That is, RBI is empowered to carry out inspection of banker to the issue with a view to protecting the investors' interest and also for promoting the compliances with the SEBI Act rules and regulations. That is, RBI also interference with the or RBI inspection will be there to see the functioning of the banker to the issue. There will be SEBI's powers also. SEBI may order the suspension of the registration of the banker in such circumstances as the violation of SEBI Act rules and regulation, failure to submit the required information, submission of wrong or false information, any misconduct or unprofessional conduct, etc. That is, major responsibility of banker to an issue are registration with, they need to register with the SEBI, they need to pay fee to the SEBI, they must enter into the contract with the company, and keep the informations of the contract. They need to submit daily reports about the application and as well as application money received to the company. They need to give informations to the SEBI regarding these matters. Then they need to keep books and records and documents for the about the informations of the issue. Then they need to follow the good code of conduct. Then there will be inspection of banker to the issue by the RBI, and SEBI also has the power to inspect the function of banker to an issue. The next important participant is broker to an issue. Broker to an issue is another important participant in the primary market. And a broker to an issue is the intermediaries that are responsible for the procuring the subscription to the issue from prospective investors are called brokers to the issue. That is, intermediaries who are responsible for procuring the subscription to the issue from the investors are called the brokers. Connect, or they are the connecting link between the investor and the issuer. They are the link between or connecting link between the investor. They assist in the speedy subscription of the issue by the public. But appointment of broker is not compulsory. They must have expert knowledge, professional competence, and integrity to carry out their functions. They help the investors make a right choice of the company for making investment. They must get a consent from the stock exchange to act as to the issuing company. And if there are brokers, their name and address or the details of the broker to the issue must be disclosed in the prospectus. Even though it is not compulsory, but if there is broker to an issue, the details must be disclosed in the prospectus. Brokerages has to be paid by the issuer company according to the provision of Companies Act. And the maximum number of brokerage as per the SEBI and Companies Act or prescribed by the maximum amount of brokerage as prescribed by the SEBI is 1.5%. Here, these are the intermediaries who are responsible for procuring the subscription to issue, and they are the connecting link between the investors and the issuer, and they help in the speedy subscriptions. Appointment of broker is not compulsory for the issue of shares and debentures. If the broker must have expert knowledge, professional competency, and integrity for carrying out their functions. They must get a consent from the SEBI for functioning as a broker to an issue. If a broker to an issue is appointed for the issue of shares and debentures, all the details must be disclosed in the prospectus, and they need to pay their fee as brokerage in accordance with the Companies Act and SEBI Act. The maximum brokerage is nearly 1.5%.